Have you ever felt like you were dating a man for potential? He could have the best dating resume that there is. He could have the career, the money, the house, the cars, and maybe the qualities that you want. However, he only has some of the qualities that you desire. And maybe you felt like you were kind of forcing yourself to like him, but there was something that was off. Could it be that you were dating him out of potential? Your friends, your family thought that he was great, but deep down on the inside, something about him wasn't clicking for you. It doesn't mean that he was a bad person. It just means that it was a possible compatibility issue. I want to help you to learn how to not date for potential and only date your future husband when it comes to dating. You may have not tried this approach before, but let me share with you when you decide that you want to date with a purpose, when you decide that you want to date only your future husband, and when you know a man is not for you and how to let him go, you could speed up the process of your future husband to find you. Hello, my name is Erica J. Holston, Coach Honey Love. I help single women to overcome their dating challenges, manage their emotions, and how to position themselves as a wife. I want to share with you a short story about myself when I was a single woman. So, I was like you. I was dating men who was full of potential, or I could see the best in them. But even though I could see the best in them, I knew that they could not be the man that I had wanted them to be for my today or my tomorrow. And so I want to encourage you, as soon as you know a man is potential, I'm not saying that you need to cut him off or he can't become an acquaintance or he can't be a friend or anything like that. But what I am going to say is that when you know that he is potential, that you need to allow yourself, you need to give yourself permission to only make room in your heart for your future husband. Because as a woman who is a natural nurturer, maybe you are the giver. Maybe you just know how to love and you're just such a loving person and you are dating with a purpose. And this time you actually want to date differently. Let me share with you, when you stop dating potential, you are going to speed up the process for your future husband to find you. So let's get into today's message. One of the ways that you can know you are dating a man for potential. And if you are going to take notes, please take notes because I almost guarantee you I am going to be sharing with you some dating gems, and it is going to help you position yourself as a wife, to help you avoid dating men who are potential, and for you to have the reassurance that you are making the right decision with the man that you are giving your time, your energy, and your effort to. So, one of the ways you know you are dating a man for potential is when you don't like who he is right now and you want to change him. I'm going to say that again. You don't like who he is right now, and you want to change him. This is one of the number one things that single ladies can experience. When you meet a guy for potential and you automatically want to change him. And my motto is to date a man who is the version that you want him to be, to not date a man for potential, but also too, if you feel like you want to change him, that this is a clear indication that you may not be able to grow with this type of man. And so, as a woman, I think that it is very important for a man to hold himself accountable, to have responsibility, and for him to initiate some changes that he needs to make on his own. As a woman, you can be a positive influencer in his life and give him some things to think about. But initially, it's about him wanting to change on his own merit. So if you feel like you want to change a man, that it is a high percentage that you are dating a man for potential, and that's not what you want. You want a man who can lead. You want a man who can provide and who can protect and who knows his role. Because a lot of times when women feel like they need to change a man, that they feel like they're coming into a motherly role. Whereas I encourage you to be a woman, to be your future husband's wife, in the sense of to show him the character and the qualities that you have as a future wife, and for him to show you that he has husband material qualities as well. So you want to date a man who, again, who can hold himself responsible for his own actions, who knows how to hold himself accountable, and who knows how to make change on his own, because you're going to have a uphill climb and a battle if you want to change a man. And what you're going to experience is you're going to experience some resistance, and you're going to say to yourself, well, I know more than you, and this is something that I know that you need to change. Why aren't you on board? A lot of men have an issue with changing when a woman wants them to change. However, when a man can hold himself responsible, can hold himself accountable, and can see the positive influence and make the change on his own, that is when you have a husband material man on your hands. And you're going to feel like, oh my God, like we can actually work together. Oh my God, I have a man who wants to do the right things, and he's not going to be like your ex. He is not going to be like someone where you feel like you're going to be in a one sided relationship. No, like your future husband is going to be a man where you're going to have a two-way relationship. How refreshing is that going to feel? How ooey gooey will that feel when you know the man that you are dating, he has the capacity to want to change with your positive influence? And when I say that, I'm talking about you being able to have a conversation with him, or you can ask him questions and he is ready to communicate to you how he feels about certain things. And if there is a challenge in his life, what is he willing to do about it? Notice I didn't say what you're willing to do about it. No, ma'am. I said, what is he willing to do about it? Because a man needs to be a man. And as a woman, you cannot take responsibility for a man's actions. And I just want to encourage you not to date a man for potential, to date a man who can hold himself accountable, who's responsible, and who will listen to you as to maybe some of the things that he may need to change in his life, and he does it on his own. You don't need to do the work for a man. No, ma'am. He needs to be able to do these things on his own. And I think that you owe it to yourself to be in a two-way relationship. Yesterday, you may have been in a one-sided relationship. Last season, you may have been in a one-sided relationship where you were doing all the work. No. Give yourself permission to be in a two-way relationship with a man who is willing to do the work with you and for himself. Okay? Let me say this. When a man is willing to hold himself accountable and he knows how to hold himself responsible, he loves himself. So if a man knows how to love himself, guess what? He's going to know how to love you. He's going to know how to treat you. And as a woman, as a future wife, you owe it to yourself to be in a two-way relationship and for a man to show you that he knows how to be a man. You're not dating a boy. You're not dating a boy in a man body. No, you're dating a grown man. A grown man who's about his business, okay? He is about his business. And he's about you, right? All right, so let's move on to the next one. If you know he cannot handle your personality and all the things that you come with, and you know that you're going to get bored really quickly, you're dating a man for potential. So if you have a big personality, if you're talkative, if you're quiet, let's say you're a talkative person. You go out on a date with a man and you have conversations, and maybe you are a little long winded with the stories that you share or with your responses. And as you are at the dinner table, he looks at you like he's really not interested, or he looks at you like you're a little too much. If you're getting that type of body language, you could be dating a man who is potential. And if you know that you want a man who can listen to you, encourage you, give you feedback, and let you know that he is listening to you, and you want to know one of the ways that you know a man is listening to you is when he's able to lean in. If he can lean in and enjoy how God made you, if he can enjoy the quirks that you have, if he can love you and all of your imperfections, and you feel that love connection, you feel that connectivity when it comes to how your conversations flow and all these things, well, you are dating a man who is husband material when you know that he enjoys you. He enjoys how God made you. But if you're dating a man and he's potential, and you know that you have a certain type of personality, and you know the way that you work and the way that you receive communication, love, attention, gifts, time, whatever it is, whatever it is that makes you feel like you are compatible with the man, if you know that there is a certain way that you want to connect with the man, and if a man looks like you annoy him, he's not interested, he's not listening to you, you're going to get bored very quickly. And if he doesn't get excited about some of the things that you get excited about, you're going to get bored very quickly. And so you don't want to date a man for potential and get bored. Just think about it. If you're dating for marriage and you guys aren't able to enjoy each other's company, if you can't build a friendship as far as getting to know him and to have friendship as one of your dating and relationship pillars, if you can't have friendship and you guys aren't able to be in sync with each other, you're going to have a hard time trying to fit a box in a circle or a circle in a box. It's just not going to work. So I'm going to encourage you to date a man that you feel like you are compatible with, where he gets you, you get him, and he is able to enjoy you. He's able to accept you and your big personality, or he's able to accept the status of life that you have right now and what you are potentially going to do later on. If you are trying to make a man go into a mold to fit a potential and he doesn't get your personality, you're going to get bored. So date a man for compatibility instead of potential. You are going to have such peace. You're going to have such a reassurance. You're going to have a confidence when you date a man who is truly compatible with who you are today and who you become tomorrow. All right, so next is you are afraid of losing him, even though he is not 80% of the person you want. So, do you remember the 80-20 rule? Well, that applies the same with dating, getting to know a man. So, if you feel like a man is not 80% of what you want, but he is good for right now and he'll do, but you know that you want more, you know that he's only 60% of who you want. And with him being 60% of who you want, and he's good for right now, he's providing you with companionship. He knows how to give good gifts. He knows how to take you out on nice dates. He knows how to do things, but again, he's only 60%. And even though he's good for right now, you are afraid of losing him because you don't know if you can actually get that 80%. And so, if you feel like you are afraid of losing a man that is less than 80% of what it is that you want, you're dating him for potential. This is one of the reasons why I encourage single ladies to write down the qualities that they want. Write down the dating experiences that they want to experience. Write down the ways that they want to feel on their dating experiences, because when you have that clear vision and you become clear about what it is that you want, how you want to feel, and for you to put your faith in God, and for you to say, God has given me the desire to want to be married. By faith, I know that God is going to send me my future husband. And let me tell you, he's not only going to be 80%, but he's going to be 100% as you guys go along on your dating journey. So, if you're dating a man for potential and only for right now because he's good for right now, you're holding up space. You're holding up space. When you hold up space, you could be actually blocking a blessing of your future husband coming into your life. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have male friends or acquaintances. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that when you're dating someone and you're getting to know someone, dating has a certain connection with a man. And when you're getting to know him, and if you know that he is not your husband, don't just date him for convenience. Don't just date him for companionship. Don't just date him because you just want someone around. Like, truly, be willing to take a risk and only date your future husband. And I'm going to tell you, when I made up my mind and I dated this way, also, some of my clients, I encourage them to date this way. I'm not saying that you can't go out on a date with, one or two guys. I'm not saying that you have to see like one guy exclusively. But what I am going to say is this, is that when you give a man your time and you're getting to know him, that you have to make sure that you guard your mind. You have to make sure that you guard your heart. You have to make sure that it is clear about your intentions. You have to make sure that he is clear about his intentions, because the more you go out on a date and the more he asks you out on a date, the more he's going to see you as his girlfriend. And then you're thinking to yourself, I'm not his girlfriend. We're just going out on dates. Yeah, that's not how men work. That's not that's not how men work. If you go on more than 5 dates with a man and he keeps on asking you out, oh, he's interested and he's building feelings for you. This is why I'm encouraging you, if a man is not 80% or more than what you want, make a decision. Do you want to give him your time and attention with this type of effort? And if you're afraid of losing a 50 or 60% man, you're only dating him for potential. So become clear about what it is that you want. When it comes to love, love is a risk. And God is going to send your future husband your way. You have to believe that he is. You have to have faith that he is. You just can't just put all your eggs in one basket and be like, oh, this will do. No, ma'am. Like, be willing to take a risk and to say, because this is what I have to do. Like, as soon as I knew a man wasn't my future husband, oh, I mean, I could talk to him every once in a while, but otherwise than that, why am I giving him my time and my attention? Because I know he's getting feelings from me. So I want to encourage you to date a man who meets the qualities that you truly desire, to wait on God, and to have faith that God is going to send you your future husband. Because he's going to be all that in a bag of chips, okay? He's going to be all that in a bag of chips. So I want to help you transform your dating experience by giving you some questions that you, ma'am, can ask yourself on your dating journey. And here we go. 3 dating questions to ask yourself within 90 days. What qualities do I want for the long haul? For example, what qualities do you want in a husband material man? Have at least 10 to 20 of them. Maybe you'll say, I want a man who is honest. I want a man who knows how to be faithful. I want a man who knows how to listen to me and encourage me. I want a God fearing man. I want a man who wants a family. I want a man who is secure about who he is and who I am. Like, those are some really good starting points. Number 2 is, how do I know a man is truly for me? Like, you really have to search your heart and to ask yourself, how do I know a man is truly for me? Now, for myself, this was something that I prayed about, okay? Like, when I dated God's way, and when I really wanted to know if my future husband was for me, I asked God to show me a sign. Show me a sign. I need to know. You need to know, okay? Like, show me a sign that my future husband is for me. And that he did, time and time again. So, you can write down what it is that you want, as far as like, how do you think or how do you feel a man is truly for you. But I'm going to say this: pray about it. Pray about it, girl. Lastly, what will I do when I know a man is not the one? What will you do? What will you do when you know a man is not the one for you? Are you willing to let him go? Are you willing not to see him as often? Remember, men are builders. The more time, the more effort, the more attention you give a man, the more he's going to think that you're into him. So why waste his time and why waste your time? Be willing to give your future husband your time, your attention, and your efforts. And you're going to enjoy being with him so much. Listen, you're going to enjoy being with him so much. But when you only date for potential and you hang on and you don't let go, like, you could be delaying your future husband coming into your life, or you could be building a soul tie with a man and want to be with him, and then it turns into a full-blown relationship. And then you ask yourself, how did I get here? So I want you to write down these questions and be willing to do this homework for you to have the clarity, the reassurance that you know that you are not dating a man for potential, but you're dating a man for compatibility. You're dating a man who you know, who can be all that you want him to be and more. Not only that, God is going to show you that he can be those things as well. So I've given you some things to think about, and I hope that you are inspired to be willing to let go of the potential, give yourself permission not to settle for less, but date out of abundance. My name is Erica J. Holston. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Honey Love Dating Academy. I can't wait to see you next time, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.